We've got like an inflatable Hulk Mickey who's just like jacked and thick. And then we have this. What is this? What is this? Well, we just visited the world according to Goofy, and that was a terrifying place. Turns out that the 90s, man, are full of gems of parades, just some real wild stuff. And you guys have been throwing out suggestions, and Mickey Mania, I wasn't prepared. You're not prepared. No one is prepared. 1994 was a wild year for the Disney company. Mickey released his own rap album, including songs like Ice Ice Mickey.
Ice, ice, Mickey, yeah. Now sing it.
They distilled all of the MTV-fueled 90s nostalgia crazy. Ooh. Buckle in, folks. Get ready. It's about to get, boy, wild. The Mickey Mania Parade debuted in June of 1994 in the Magic Kingdom. There are over 100 performers in this parade, with 6 very distinct separate units, each hyping up a very specific element, part, time, fandom. This is just a parade dedicated to the consumerism and love of Mickey Mouse. This parade doesn't have a story. This parade was just built with the sole purpose of just celebrating the big cheese himself. But they try to string together a story. And the parade, like, a lot of parades did in the 90s, started off like an overture began to play, letting you know that the parade was just around the corner. And as that hype music started to play, we get this exchange. Goofy says, "Gosh, Max, sounds like a party. Do you think I ought to bring some punch?"
Tippers, Goofy! It's not that kind of party! It's a death jam!
And then Minnie's like, "Oh, wait, Mickey's here?" And Donald's like, "Oh, boy." And Dale's like, "Hey, Chip, we're gonna have a party." And Chip's like, "A party? Yeah!" And then Max rolls in with,
That's right, my main man, Mickey Mouse, is busting fresh out of sight. He wants you all to chill hard and bump the bump while the mania grooves your move.
"What? What just happened?" And it starts like everything did in the 90s with some Tony Hawk type BMX skateboarding action. My gosh, this is a parade float with a slide. You don't see that very often. And the characters would go down the slide like Pluto, Donald, and Roger Rabbit. But the parade float featured ramps for a host of skateboarders, rollerbladers, BMX bikers that were doing all kinds of wheelies and spins and flips and tricks. The first unit of this parade is just a Mickey Mouse hype machine. It's just here to get you hyped. Hyped, hyped, hyped. Unit 2 of the parade I have dubbed the Great Mickey Inflation. Here's a unit of the parade entirely made to sell Mickey balloons. The first unit divider that we see is full of inflatable Mickey balloons in the ears, and then some sort of bizarre Superman Mickey inflatable thing, and then an army of inflated Mickeys that is just like, who thought any of this was okay? We've got Mickey Weeble Wobbles. We've got like an inflatable Hulk Mickey who's just like jacked and thick. We have Max and Goofy dressed as balloon firefighters. I don't exactly understand what the imagery is here on this parade float, which, you see a big balloon Mickey coming at you in this parade float, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like, balloons. And then we have this. What is this? What is this? I am so upset. I have never been more upset than any other costume character ever. What was going on in the 90s? Someone tell me. Now is a good time for me to remind you that the Magic Candle Company has really great theme park scented candles. And when you buy them and use Disney Dan 15 for 15% off your order, it helps the channel. You guys are awesome. You buy so many candles and it really, really helps support us here. Thank you so much. Unit 3 rolls in, and as I like to call it, the Great Merchandising Mickey Machine. Starting with a unit divider that is just full of Mickey plushes, as one does. This parade unit is, of course, full of the standard characters that are just, for whatever reason, in every freaking Disney parade. Wendy, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter, Pinocchio, and Geppetto. It's like Walt Disney himself made a deal with the devil to make Disneyland, and the devil's like, yeah, sure, bro, but as long as you include my 6 favorite movie characters in every parade. And Walt's just like, you got a deal, man. And so that's just why we've been stuck with these characters presented on tricycles. But this unit is masterful in its subconscious message delivery to your brain, which is consume Mickey plushes, because you have this large box rolling down Main Street covered in Mickey Mouse toys with Pooh Bear himself on the front of the parade interacting with all of these it's got this giant egg he's pushing. He's over here spinning the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, oh, Winnie the Pooh's touching the float. I want to touch the float. I want to touch plush Mickeys. I need to buy plush Mickeys. Unit 4 of this parade is the Disney Channel subscription reminder unit, where we have a unit divider that literally starts with the Disney Channel logo, like remember to call your channel subscribers when you get home. And then we have a host of dancers pulling video cameras, like camera equipment, and then we're met with Minnie Mouse with a beehive hairdo between her ears, which is just something that I don't think should have ever been allowed to happen. What on earth is this horrible sight? And she's followed up with her whole band. Like, the enthusiasm of these band members is, they're all milquetoast, all right? None of them are happy to be doing what they're doing. Rockin' Minnie Mouse and her milquetoast Mattels. Hey, you know, if you're not subscribed to Disney Plus, hopefully this segment will remind you to do so. Unit 5 of this parade is to remind you to pick up one of Mickey Mouse's iconic timepieces. It's the Watch Out for Mickey unit, is what I like to call it, with a parade divider full of mechanical clock pieces, followed by, Mickey watches with legs? I don't really wear a watch, so I can't really relate to any of this unit, but it is wild. We're then followed up with an entire gear cog mechanical float watch thing with Chip and Dale inside wearing tasteful bandanas, doing a lot of like this kind of like hype it up, hype it up, hype. This mechanical float followed up by a host of characters, of course, all of whom love time, from the White Rabbit to Cogsworth to whatever in God's name is this TikTok croc walk around character. What is this? Unit 6 of this parade, the last unit's a subtle one. What we're doing here is, as you can see with the unit divider, we're really dissecting the fandom of Mickey Mouse down to its pure elements. We're gonna see some shoes, some gloves, some hats. This is tasteful. It's very subtle. It starts with a whole unit of dancers. They're all dressed to the tails, literally, like Mickey Mouse. Followed up then by what can only be described as the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon dissected into pieces and then thrown on cast members. You've got gloves walking around, you've got feet scooting around, you've got a head with legs. Everything has legs, everything is really unsettling, and then it all culminates to a true moment of just like, hey, remember Disney stores exist? Look at this Mickey parade float. It's essentially the Disney store parade float. It's just full of tiny little figures of Mickey Mouse, reminding you that little figures of Mickey Mouse are available now to purchase at the gift shop. You should consume. Buy some Mickey stuff. Do you have enough Mickey stuff? I'm not entirely sure. What more Mickey stuff can you buy? Look at all of the Mickeys on this float. Are you sure you don't need a few more Mickeys? And then, just in case you weren't fully convinced to buy a Mickey, the 2 cast members trailing the end of this parade are literally carrying a stick skewered with 100 little tiny dead Mickey plushes. What is this parade? What is happening? Oh my God, what has happened to my set? What is going on? It's true Mickey Mania! It's true Mickey Mania! Thanks for watching, guys. As always, it's really a treat. Let me know if you got to see Mickey Mania the parade all the way back in the 90s at Disney World. It also appeared at Tokyo Disneyland for a stint, but the parade was a little bit different. Maybe we'll talk about that one later. I don't know. Let me know in the comments which parades and live stage shows you would like for me to poke fun at, tear apart, and take a look at. Of course, that's my job, right? Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, where lots of exclusive bonus content and early previews for all the videos can be found, as well as YouTube, guys. Thanks for subscribing, commenting, liking. Everything you do is amazing. I love all of you. Thanks for watching. Oh boy, you rock. How's my Mickey voice? Ain't that bad.
That's pretty good.
It ain't that bad. Mickey watches? Oh, you thought that I would just finish up this unit of the parade and not talk about all of my Mickey watches? Yeah. No, I'm on board. I'm on board, Unit 5. It's time to buy some Mickey watches, y'all. Consume.